About your stand, I'm loving the colour themes, by the way.
I know we did it on purpose to fit in with the NEC. No, we did it. Our
Great.
logo's that colour anyway, so that's great. We all try and do purple when we do these things as well.
It looks fantastic. So if you can tell me what it is that you do?
So we provide training that is about the carers. So we are one of the only training organisations in the UK that specialise in looking at the impact of compassion fatigue. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do. And I'm hearing a lot about it, actually, as in not necessarily people that provide that training, but I'm hearing a lot of people now talk about the impact that it has on the carer. So if you'd like to explain what that is for the people that maybe don't know, that'd be fantastic.
No. So up until the work of a chap called Charles Figley, who started to talk about this in the late 1980s, basically, if you got signed off sick with stress because you were working like I was as a nurse, it was just sort of stress or burnout. It wasn't really called anything else. And then he and his team started looking at some of the things that were in common with people who were suffering from some of the symptoms that they now realise are compassion fatigue. So some of those symptoms are some of the ones that are on that poster behind me. So when you start to absorb the trauma of other people, which you do on a daily basis when you work in care, when the trauma that they are experiencing affects you, then you start to realise that to start with, maybe you're feeling very anxious all the time. A lot of people recognise that, just not being able to switch off, getting home and just not being able to relax at all. You're not a very fun person to live with when you're in that sort of compassion fatigue. You feel like you need to micromanage the universe. And then it can tip over into feeling very irritable all the time. And again, this is this vicarious trauma affecting you. You're full of adrenaline and you find it really, really difficult to switch off. So when you get home, if somebody hasn't done something like get the milk, or they haven't packed the dishwasher,
or put their socks in the washing basket,
or they ate your snack, you will just completely lose the plot. And it's you're sort of venting because you've got nothing left to give. And the reason it affects carers as much is because of empathy, which is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and really get where they're coming from. And when you're dealing with people in the care sector where all the time, you are being part of their life, sometimes the worst part of their life, the more empathy you have, the more it affects you. But the problem with that is if you don't have any empathy, you don't get anything out of the job. So,
and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm sighing. There's a lot of deep sighs there as you're talking because it's very relatable. One is a professional experience for me, but also considering like my nan supporting my granddad's dementia. So as you're talking, if you're seeing me go, it's because yes, what you're saying is really resonating.
Yeah, and it's an occupational hazard, like I said, it is what it does. And because you're empathetic, you want to do this job. And the issue that I have, and the thing that I keep shouting from the rooftops, is that we spend a lot of time doing lots of different kinds of training with people who work in health and social care. We teach people how to wash their hands, how to bend over, how to look after the people that they're caring for. But there's nothing about me. What about me? What about emotional health and safety training? So that's why I quit my job 5 years ago working frontline in palliative care, and why I'm doing this full time with my team now, because I need to get the message out there that we need to make sure that people really understand it. Because the next two phases of compassion fatigue are that you start to withdraw into yourself. So you become very, very withdrawn, very quiet. Your family will notice a difference in you. You're trying to protect yourself. And as a person, that damages you. As a carer, it makes you less able to do your job because you're trying to protect yourself. And the final phase is what Dr. Figley calls the zombie phase. I don't like that. So we call it the robot phase, when you become very, very detached. And if you've ever been looked after by somebody who you really feel has sort of lost their empathy and their compassion, that's usually where they are, because they're trying to protect themselves in the only way they know how. But the knock-on effect of that for organisations is that complaints will go up. If you're being looked after by someone like that, it's really, really difficult. If you don't make that empathetic connection with them, the person doesn't get anything out of what they're doing, and you don't get anything back from them, and people quit, or what their body starts to tell them, hold on a minute, suffering from a lot of stress, and so they start getting chronic illnesses, backache, neck-ache, and then they go off with musculoskeletal problems. So the sector is seeing a lot of people who are quitting their job, either because they're not getting anything out of it anymore, or because they've been complained about, or maybe because they're actually quite poorly themselves, and then they don't come back.
So,
frightening.
so where is it that people can find you? 'Cause it sounds absolutely fantastic. And as I say, there's lots of deep sighs while you're talking because it really is resonating. So where is it that people can find you to learn more about what it is you offer?
So we're called EF Training. So you can go on our website, eftraining.co.uk. Here to stand, actually, to see us. But come onto the website. There's a little video of me explaining what I just said, and then you can speak to us. You can speak to my lovely sales team, and you can talk to us. We're just a small company, but we're very dedicated to what we do. All the trainers come from healthcare backgrounds or social care backgrounds, so we understand the sector, and we run a one-day training session with lots of support before and after. We are associated with Skills for Care, so people can use it as part of their care certificate, and it works. eftraining.co.uk. And we've also got a compassion fatigue test on there. So you click on the test and you can fill it in, and it'll give you an idea of whether or not you're experiencing some of the symptoms of compassion fatigue. Gives you a score out of 100. Don't panic if it's high, because a lot of people are high at the moment.
But if it is, they need you.
They do need me. Yes, they need our training. But that's great. And we will send you some more information about how to look after yourself a bit better and our training. So that's it.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. Really
Very much.
appreciate it. And yeah, have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
See you later.